Well, the big Hutchins question, of course, what is art? I think that art can be anything that you want it to be. It's a unique and individual point of view, and I feel like it's hard to describe because each person thinks of art differently.
I think art is an expression of creativity, and it can be many different forms.
I think art is a way for people and humans to kind of express what they're feeling or how they view the world.
I think art is like some sort of manifestation of an emotion that a person is feeling.
Art is a way to express the emotions that you feel on the inside.
Art is an expression of yourself. It's a way that people can be creative and do whatever they want and how they feel.
Personally, I really appreciate art. I like looking at paintings, and I love listening to music, and I love going to see plays, and it's a form of entertainment that makes me feel culturally elevated.
I personally have never been that big of a fan of art, but I think that it is important because it makes the world around us beautiful.
To me, I think art is just something that speaks to me and helps me see different things that I might not have understood or gotten to view on my own through someone else's eyes.
Art can be expressed through pretty much anything, like songs, poems, drawings, paintings, lots of ways.
I really think that anyone can express art, and I think that a lot of graffitis are a form of art, and so that's people that don't, or people that are like hoodlums, are expressing themselves even if it is an illegal way, like Banksy and his beautiful graffiti that he does.
I think there's a lot of different ways you can express art. I think there's music, there's painting, there's drawing, there's performance art, there's mimes, there's all kinds of different ways you can express it.
I think it can be expressed in tons of different ways. I think it can be expressed through painting and drawing and sculpture and even like ceramics, or I think even in simple things like cooking, it can be expressed in that.
All different kinds of mediums, I think. I mean, you can list off the basic ones like paintings and drawings and photography, but you can just do it through human expression like dance or singing or things like that also. Flash.
Art to me is really important. It's a big part of my life. I love art, and I think that it should be expressed in many different ways and not confined to just drawing and painting on a canvas.
I think it depends what kind of art you're talking about, but I think that everyone has different levels of skills and talents, so art varies amongst that.
No, it only requires you to be creative and let yourself go with it.
Not necessarily. I think it depends on who you're making art for. If you're making it for yourself, you don't need any skill because it's for you. If you're making it for a certain group of people, they might not like it and think you need more skill, but someone else could be like, oh my gosh, you're amazing.
I don't think so, and I think that's what deters people from making art, because you can make it out of whatever you want. Any medium that speaks to you, so that you don't have to feel forced into one specific talent.
Yeah, I think art can mean different things to anybody, and there's no right or wrong answer.
Absolutely. And they don't always have to interpret it the way that the artist intended it to be interpreted.
Absolutely. Because personally, I don't get modern art, but a lot of people do. And there are other things that I probably get that people are like, this is just a bunch of colors I don't understand.
I think so, because it's very individual and not everyone likes what other people like, so it has to be, everyone is open to interpretation, I guess.
I think anyone can interpret art also. Anything that you see can be interpreted as art. Like, I can see something in nature and I could think that it's art. So, yeah.
And I think that anybody can interpret art as well. I think it's open for interpretation, so you can make your own meaning out of somebody else's art.
I believe so.
Anybody can create art.
Yes, I do.
I think that the most influential art in my life is music, because I love music so much. I listen to it all the time, and I think there's so much art involved in music with, like, there's creative writing in the lyrics, and then there's even more creativity when they're doing the melody and then harmonies and just all of the artness that goes into music. I love to sing, so even if I'm just singing by myself, I feel like it's a good way for me to express myself. It's just something that I really enjoy to do, but I've never really been good at drawing or anything. So.
Personally, I express art through cooking and baking and experimenting with foods and flavors and that kind of stuff.
I personally express art through writing and through music and singing. And
Personally, I do it all, whatever way strikes me at the time, through my clothes and my makeup.
I think personally I feel like I'm artistic when it comes to cooking, just because I feel like I'm creative and I think of new things, and that's my way of expressing art. But like typical art, like painting or drawing, it's not my cup of tea, and it kind of looks like a drawing.
I express art through painting. That's my way of expressing who I am and how I want to be creative. I love it. It releases any sort of stress that I have, and I think it's a very big part of my life.
I think art in school is extremely important because creativity leads to so many things in child development. I mean, as a human development major, I know how important it is for a child to be creative, because creativity will lead to problem solving, and then in problem solving you can do better in school, and just it's been shown that having arts in school actually improves academics in the school.
I also think that art is really important in schools, and I don't think it should be cut out. I think art opens children to be creative and to have a new way of learning and a new way of focusing and expressing themselves. I think that anybody can express art. Throughout my interviews, I've seen people express art through cooking, through music, and through other things like that, drawing, painting, pretty much anything. So I think anybody can express themselves through art.